Your skill set gives you an opportunity to survive in any country, wherever.
Why is it important to do many things, or maybe to get your hands in many different things?
You have to constantly evolve. That's constant. You're changing your sauce, you're giving them extra toppings every now and then. Keeps you fresh, keeps you relevant.
I agree. What do you think the meaning of life is?
Who you are able to impact in your journey.
There's something about Nigerians and just their dominance in the entertainment industry, which is one of the industries you're in. What's the secret behind that?
The secret is that the competition is high in Nigeria. If you don't keep evolving, Nigerians get carried away quickly. You might be the in thing today.
Oh yeah, but it keeps on changing.
It keeps on changing. Yeah. We don't wait for nobody.
Oh, that's why Burna Boy always keeps on releasing an album every year.
You have to release.
Good evening and welcome to the Late Night Business. Tonight, as always, we have a very interesting show lined up because with me, I have a gentleman who's literally a jack of many trades, and we bumped into each other and he's just like quite a vibe, and I'm just looking forward to literally share his story. But before I get to introduce my guest, I'd like to remind you that you're here at the Capital Club, the place you need to be as an entrepreneur, because at the Capital Club, as a member, you have access to so many different amenities, like the meeting room that you are in, there's the spa, there's the bar. Like, you can literally spend your whole day here and entertain your guest here and have your meetings right here. And as always, I want to remind you that also two of my books, one Food for Thought and the other Business Conquest, are also currently available at Textbook Center. The guest I'm speaking about, first of all, let me just try to get his name right, because you know sometimes Nigerian brothers. Chukwuebuka Henry is the founder of Oblic Entertainment, founder of Smiling Scoop, Stories That Touch. He's an author, and there's so many different things. Thank you so much, Henry, for coming.
Thank you very much.
I hope I got the name right. Chukwuebuka.
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 Chukwuebuka. Means God is big.
God is big. Yeah, quite interesting. You know, one of my nicknames is actually Nigerian. I got it when I was in high school.
Which one is that?
Okwonko.
Okwonko.
Yeah. So that's literally one of the nicknames I've held since I was in actually high school. But pleasure to meet you. Looking all dapper.
Thank you very much.
Which color is that? Is it brown or what?
I honestly don't know. I don't know.
Yeah? But it looks quite good.
It looks orange, it looks brown, I don't know. It's just in between. I just tell my designer, he just throws something on my body.
Just do it, I'll just try in the morning. The first question I like starting all my conversation, what exactly are you most grateful for today?
Life. Life, always. Without life, there is no hope. When you have life, there is hope. So if you're going through any predicament, so far you wake up in the morning, then there's hope for you to keep pushing. So I'm always a big fan of life, and I'm also a big fan of hope. Yes. Interesting.
And when you look through life, because I know even I was also just reflecting upon this, because I think yesterday, at the point of shooting this, Kenya lost one of the bishop. I was a part of the church of Bishop Alan Kuna. But just reflecting about life. When you think through life, what are some of the things that you appreciate most about life?
The people you connect with. Because I think on life's journey, you meet a lot of people. So I am always grateful for the people I connect with. Because from primary school up to secondary school up to university level, when I play back my life memories, I am grateful for the people I get to meet, people I get to share life with. Like, they bring the joy they bring to your life. That I think life is all about connecting. Yeah, so I'm a big fan of connecting with people.
And what do you think the meaning of life is?
Trying to live one's purpose. Yes, I think once you grow up and now you're trying to, because everybody's always trying to figure out. I think most people focus on how to make money. They're not on what their life's purpose is about. So once you because in Nigeria, one of our greatest one of our greatest thing is living your purpose and fulfilling destiny. So once you're of age. The one prayer point you are taught to pray is, purpose. God, show me your purpose, show me my purpose, and show me what my destiny is. So 90% of the time, we find people trying to, everybody's always, I want to make this, I want to build a house, I want to build a car, so we are always distracted by what is in the world. But we are pushed aside on what our life purpose is. So I think once you discover your life purpose as a person, life begins to make meaning to you.
And so you wear many hats. So you're an entrepreneur, you're a comedian, you're a communicator, you do business. How did you find your life purpose in all this? Or are you able to find your life purpose through all this?
Since I was a kid, I know I have always had a nick for discovering myself. As I go through life, I always try to put now in the process of me discovering my own life purpose. That's why I get to try this. If let's say today now I'm writing, I'm like, oh, what can I do with this writing? How does it help me? How does it help my community around me? For example, how my writing has helped me and my community is during Corona, when Corona hit, I was like, what can I do with this talent that God has given me? So I linked up with my friends. You see what I said earlier about connecting with people. Yeah. So I connected with some of my friends. I was like, what can I can write? What can we do about it? Then they're like, why not we create a community where people subscribe to read? So I got I sent out like a flyer. Oh, if you're an author, reach out to me. Let's see what we can create as a community. Then we did that. We came together, about 20 authors. That's how Story That Touch started. So 20 authors came together. We started a website. So if you as a reader come to read, you click the link. Before you're able to read that material, you pay 50 shillings for like a month, 300 shillings for 3 months. So there, at that time, as much as the authors were writing, they were trying to fulfill their passion, they were also able to make money. So it was able to take them through the whole Corona period.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
So let me just take you back now. You're Nigerian in Kenya, but I know from our conversation you grew up in Nigeria.
Yes, I did.
Where in Nigeria did you grow up in? How exactly was your upbringing in Nigeria?
I grew up in a very strict Christian family. My mom is a pastor. You see why I was tackling you at the beginning. I was tackling at the beginning. So my mom is a pastor. She leads one of the biggest churches in Nigeria.
Which church is that?
It's called. She's a Christ Life Church. That was when I was in Nigeria.
I was telling you. No. So maybe for the audience, just to bring into context, just having this religious conversation before this, and I was just questioning some things, but anyway, I was still a believer. So now I get you. So mom was a pastor. So you're a pastor's kid.
I am a pastor's kid. So I grew up in a very strict Christian family.
Dad was the assistant pastor.
No, my dad. Funny enough, my mom is the spiritual one. My dad now is the bad boy. So I grew up in two. I grew up
you mentioned dad was a bad boy.
Well, you know, have you ever been in an African space, in an African setting, where your father's friends, when they come home, they throw some certain jokes? Then you're like, so your father is tapping them to keep quiet. So I'm able to pick 1, 2, 3 things, and I'm like, okay, bad man things. So as much as my mom, like now when I was coming to Kenya, my mom was like, if you grew up in a strict Christian family, these words are common. If you go to Kenya, do not have bad friends. If you go to Kenya, do not drink alcohol. If you go to Kenya, do not do this, do not do that.
No, look at you.
Then when my mom went into the room now to pray for Johnny Masses, my father came outside, being the bad boy that he is. He's like, I know you're going to Kenya. You're going to meet women. If you meet women, make sure you protect yourself. Then my mother had that and came outside. He said, God forbid. My son cannot do that. My son is of God. My son is the temple of the Lord. Hey! At that time, the little about the temple of the Lord was my head. Every other thing was outside the temple. So I grew up in a very strict Christian family. So my life was basically school, church, home. School, church, home. And so...
I guess. But also, how did that shape you to who you are? Because that's very, very interesting. Like you mentioned, your mother was running a church, very religious. Your dad is the opposite, polar opposite. So what are some of the values you got from both? From both
sides, what I got from my mom is God is everything. Believe in God, put your plans. So what my father taught me was to be street smart. The whole business, whatever came from my father. I started doing business since I was in primary school. My father used to take me, after school closes, I go to my father's business place. So I've always been about business from primary school.
What was that dealing in?
Import, export, sales, tiles, building materials, anything import, anything that puts our structure together. Paint, wall tiles, anything, brush. So my father connected me into the business part of life, the streets smart of life. My mother now anchored me on the spiritual part of life. So that's how I balance both sides. So I'm on the business side, I'm on the spiritual side. So how I forge ahead in life is I balance both. I put it, if I'm to open a business, I put it before God. God, this is what I want to do. Help me, please. Then I bring about all this the street smoke. Because my father is very smart. My father is dangerously smart. When it comes to business, if you beat my father on business, I will be shocked. He does not read books. He does not write books. He didn't even go. He didn't finish high school. But my father is better, 90% better than the people that went to school. My father is street smart.
That's quite
If, for example, there's a time when I was growing up, if you come to my father's store and he didn't have something, my father will confidently tell you he's going to his store behind to get it. And you as a customer, he gives you tea, you're relaxed. Then he goes, brings it from different places, then sells it like he owns it. And I'm like, how are you able to pull this off confidently? That's why everybody, our business place was like a one-stop shop. Whatever you need, even though my father does not have it, he will tell you, we have it. He tell you, give me 5 minutes. He has the contact for everybody selling everything. Even my father can take you to another person's shop and they will greet him like he's the owner of the place. He tells you, hey, you go bring this. Hey, you get out. Hey, you get. So you think he owns a chain of business and he only owns one. But if you see him command, because that's the respect he commands from how he's able to run and through his business.
Interesting. Something we were just talking about offline when we bumped into is the Nigerian culture, especially you come from Igbo.
Yeah,
you told me
Igbo.
And there's something, and I know from my friends who are Nigerians, they told me the Igbo are the people who are most aggressive. And I can also see that with you, very, very quite aggressive. What are some of the cultural aspects that actually form the Igbo and how exactly you guys are able to be very successful at business?
You see, as a Nigerian, once if you're from my tribe, we are the economic part of the country in Nigeria. So once you as a kid, as a firstborn, or as a boy in Nigeria from my tribe, once you're of age, from 18 to 20, I told you I started from a young age. Most of my tribesmen were mostly into business. If you notice that most of the artists, the music artists, they are from the Yoruba side. Those are the ones.
Music, Yoruba.
Music, Yoruba, movies, Yoruba.
Yeah.
But now the Igbo people are business. We are business oriented. We have this thing we call boy, in a boy. It's where you serve, like now, you get somebody, or you, before you learn a trade, you serve under me for 8 years.
8 years?
Yeah, 7 to 8 years. It's like a school of business. We don't go to school, but our school of business is you come and learn the trade from me for 6, 7, 8 years, depending on what you and your boss agree. So when you're done with that school of business, like locally, then we pay you. Like we can give you like 1 million to go and start yours. So you've learned under me for 7 years.
So you understand.
So you understand everything, how it flows. Like we prefer it to school because most people go to school, you just cram notes, you do what the leg says. A leg that teaches you business has no business. Has no physical business.
That's reality.
So what is it teaching you?
You go to a business school and then someone has never set up a school.
As a business before.
So
they're just reading from textbook, feeding you textbook. So ours is very practical. So once you're done with your learning for that 7 years, once you stand on your own, 90% of the time, they are all very successful. So the Igbo people are millionaires who make other millionaires. So that same boy who has been let go, get another boy to serve under him.
And one thing I like to get, and maybe I don't know if it's religious, you mentioned you have to be under somebody for 7 years. Is because 7 is the number of completion?
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't know. Yeah,
I feel like
it's such a long time. Though.
Yeah, I feel like I think they've tested so many years because for them to come up to 7, that means I feel they have done 2 years, they've done 3 years, they've done 4 years. You know, like everything is it's a gradual process. Everything is a learning process. So I feel like they've done 2 years, they've done 3 years, they've done 4 years. So I think that 7 they saw it was a solid. Now you're solid. You're ready to go. Yeah.
And how was your journey? So for you mentioned that you started business quite early. What did you start in? What are some of the engagements you had in business? And was it being under your father? How exactly was your journey? Yeah,
it was under my father. My father was the foundation for my interest in business. Everybody in my family, as I speak, has a business. Like it's just either I don't know if it's a tribe thing or a family thing. My father is the anchor that holds a lot of branches. Like my father is a businessman. My mom is a businesswoman. all my siblings have their own
Oh,
enterprise.
your mom also does business?
Yeah.
Oh, it's just
She
for
has-
prayers?
yeah. No, she prays at night. In the morning, she has a business. So my father has a business. So I think that whole channel, the whole energy. I think the business thing is in our blood, from the tribe, from the family. So my encounter with business started from a very young age, from school. When my friends are playing football, like when children are supposed to grow up as big children, play with sand, play with. I didn't get to do all that. Even if I remember correctly, there was a time, because in my age group, I was one of the first, if I'm either the first person to come out to my father's business, and my father's friends saw the way I was handling the business, even when my father travels. So that created a spark, and made every other parent bring their child. And I remember there was one time I was heated in that space. But they're like, you don't know, it's making us grow up. You're making us grow up too fast. You understand? Because
just living like a child.
Living like a child.
Yeah.
So it became an issue at some point. But with time, everybody got the hang of it. So yeah. So my first whatever was with my dad. It sets the whole foundation for me.
You're the first one in the family?
Yeah, I'm the first one.
Oh, all right. And so, besides now being part of that business, landing under that, what other kind of businesses did you initially get to, you personally try to pursue?
And that's where I got into the entertainment business. The whole entertainment thing.
Yeah.
So I learned.
How did you? Because you're a comedian, you're an MC. How first of all?
Funny enough, all those comedian, whatever. Funny enough, I discovered all this, particularly this talent in Kenya. The only thing I discovered in Nigeria was football and writing. I used to write all this comical. I don't know if it ended here. There's a comical play that started. It's a musical comical play.
No idea.
Yeah. So that was big in Nigeria. I was like, I can write. I mean, once I see something and I feel it in my spirit that I can do it, I just pick up a pen. Then I created I'm very good at creating things. So I created a small group. It was called the Ambassadors at that time, in primary school or secondary school. I was like, let us do this together. We can hack it. You're talented in playing drums. You can sing. Me, I can write.
So it feels like a musical.
Yes. So we started. That's where my writing talent started from, and my acting kidogo started there. Then football. So when I came to Kenya, Kenya was where I discovered everything. When I came here, my father stopped paying. He didn't pay my school fees. The first semester I came here, he didn't pay my school fees to do exams. So I was kicked. That's where we are trained brutally. We are forced to grow up. You understand?
So okay. First of all, why did you decide to come to Kenya of all countries?
I love to experience. We are Nigerians are traveling people. We don't stay confined in a particular space for too long. Once we are there for too long, we get uneasy.
We become comfortable.
Yeah. So what we do is every family in Nigeria has a member outside the country. It's a Nigerian thing. Find a new way. Find a way to support us. Find a way to.
So I think from the conversation you have, you're telling us like life in Nigeria is so difficult that someone has to go out and try to fend for the people within.
Yes.
So why did you decide Kenya?
I did. Funny enough. Funny enough. Kenya was a stopover. I was supposed to be going to Albania or Armenia. That's what I was supposed to study. So, but my visa there was taking time. So they said, just you go to Kenya, chill there, kidogo, for like 3 months, 6 months. The visa will be better than you. Then I fell in love with Kenya in 3 months. The people, the women, sorry. The people are amazing, the women are amazing, the culture amazing, the food amazing. My favorite food, ugali na mayai scramble. Naka cabbage hivi, naka sukuma hivi. So I fell in love with the food, I fell in love with the people, I fell in love with what Kenya was about. So I told my dad, I think I would just do my undergrad here, then we'll see where it goes from there. And I've been here ever since.
And so you mentioned that once you came to Kenya, you started uncovering other particular gifts that you have and also getting to your pursuit of business. How did that unravel? Yeah, so
I mentioned that my dad cut off my finances.
At what time? At what?
The third month when I got here. Third month.
So you did,
he paid for the first month, pocket money first month.
So pocket money,
second month. Third month, he just went offline.
He's not receiving
the money he was giving me at that time, it didn't register to me because he was giving me a lot. He used to give me 50,000 per month. So he gave me the first month. I was like, hey, this man wants me to enjoy life here. Shut down. Whenever you see me, it's shut down. I was shutting down everywhere. When I step into that place, you know it's about to go down. So the first month shut down. Second month shut down. I didn't save anything because I knew the one was flowing. Yeah, I knew my father was rich. Everything was good. So I was like, this man wants me to enjoy life here. Come on, this is Kenya. I knew it was a stopover to where I was going to. So I was like, let me enjoy life here. Hey,
that man.
Wait.
Calls.
I'm like, I called my mom. My mom said I should talk to my dad. I'm like, hey, what is not happening? Because at that point it hit me. You have to man up now. So that's why my friends were like, So I left school. I started to squat at my friend's place. It's called Martin Stephen Odongo. I was like, you have to, because he was a drama director at that time. It's like, we have a drama festival. Because I'm always cracking jokes with my friend group. It's like, you try comedy. I'm like, comedy? It's like, yeah, sir. As a being a Nigerian, we're always very aggressive. I'm like, fine. Did my research, went on stage, position 3. I'm like, this can actually work.
And you paid?
No, it was a festival. It was just a certificate.
Yeah.
I'm like, yeah. I'm like, this can actually work. And I came out from there, tried a couple of places. What helped me at that time was, Kenyans love the whole Nigerian thing. Once I just come on stage and say, it's from Nigeria, everybody's...
Especially the ladies.
The women, the women are like, Nigeria, I don't even have to talk. I'm just there.
It's very funny.
So people liked me because of, most of, even before the joke whole thing, my height, that far I'm from Nigeria. So everything sets a very nice precedence for me. So when I started cracking the jokes, I was already in. So from there, I started making 1,500, 200, 300 bob. So like that. So the whole talent thing came from Kenya due to my father cutting my funds. Then acting, I did that in Nigeria. So I just amplified it in the drama club in Nazarene, African Nazarene University. So I amplified it there. The whole book thing I was writing, but here I had people who wanted to, because I used to write on my status. I can just be bored. Then I just put a title, then I just started writing on that title, part 1, part 2. So people started to engage. Then I started to build a following for my WhatsApp status. So then I opened a small blog, it's called blogger.com. I started writing on blogger.com, then I saw the following, comments and everything. I'm like, hey, dang, okay, this can actually be a career. Then I wrote a book. I wrote what the people like, romance, but everybody went crazy. I'm like,
you found it.
Let's keep writing.
Interesting. So I'm going to be your father right now. You're going to take we take a short commercial break, and then once you're back, you're going to find out how the life has literally transpired for the Nigerian in Kenya, so from Lagos to Nairobi. So I'll see you after the break. So welcome back to the show. Before we went on a break, Henry just taking us through his particular journey, how he came to Nairobi, whereby it was just supposed to be just a transit point, but primarily found himself home and he started doing comedy, started writing out of your dad, literally cutting off your monthly stipend.
Yes.
And then, so it was primarily everything that you started doing was on a quest of survival.
Yes.
And then, so you mentioned earlier on you started doing, in the theater, you started doing comedy, you started writing your book. And then, how now did you start because you mentioned you had gone to be with your friend. How now did you become independent and start building yourself? How was that particular journey like?
It's when you stay under somebody for too long, I squatted for a long time. I moved from this guy to this guy, from this guy to this guy.
So you're the typical Nigerian
I was
talking big outside, but
hey, if you see me outside, it's not about Nigerians. Once we dress up, you can never know. I don't have a shilling in my pocket. I didn't have a dime. I ate gideri for like 3 months straight, like every day, non-stop. So the guy used to go and bring gideri from home. So we used to gideri and ugali. He brings them from he stays. It was, I think, from Kisumu or something. I don't know.
Kisumu, it's fish.
Yeah, fish. He brings them. a lot. So we eat ugali in the morning, kedere at night. Ugali for 3 months straight. But if you see me outside, I was well fed and I was dapper. Because I brought clothes from Nigeria. Yeah. So I had,
You brought?
Clothes from Nigeria. Oh, so I had clothes. Hey, you see me outside. Whoa! Your girlfriend might be dying for me. Hey! And I'm always very, very, very well composed. I'm just chilling. Because I know I'm Nigerian.
So your problems are behind you.
Everybody likes me for being a Nigerian, and I was already acting in school. I was one of the popular figures in school because we used to act in chapel. We have this Tuesday and Thursday chapel, always performing there. So I built a very good following from there. So I was suffering outside, but in the school I was a don. I was killing it. So me moving from place to place. Shaped, you can't stay in somebody's place for too long. Then the disrespect starts to come. The whole insecurity thing. So I knew I didn't have a lot of time to stay there. So as much as I was there, I was always figuring out a way out. I'm like, I have to step out. I have to do this. I have to help. No matter how nice your host is, you get to a point.
You get tired.
They get tired. They're like, I think I have taken care of you enough. So you have to. Even the last person, my breakthrough was. The last person I squatted with literally told me, it's time, I am tired, I am done. Pack your bags,
go.
And go.
And did you have a place how did you now start?
Before now I got my place, I squatted one last time. I squatted one last time. I'm like, hey, please, let me squat here.
One last time.
But I know that was my last squatting. That was the final, because I could tell like, this was. Tired. So as I just did that last one, at that time, I think I squatted for like 3 months there, but before that time, every 2 shilling, 5 shilling I was getting, I was saving it up. Then once it was up to 5,000, because it was a bed sitter. Because the bed sitter was furnished, it had a bed, it had a mattress. So I didn't really need it. I didn't need my clothes to move in. It had a table. It was a student hostel. It was a bed sitter, but it had everything. So I just got my first 5,000. I gave it to the landlord. I'm like, please take this from me. I would get the rest because you pay and you pay a deposit. But he let me in with 5,000.
The Nigerian, I'm going to.
There was a Nigerian.
I'm waiting for my.
It was big for him too. So I moved into his place. I paid him the 5,000. From the 5,000, then I started to shoot. There's something that I used to shoot back then. It's like a short skit. I used to record his place and put it on the skit. It used to go viral. So they managed to see his house everywhere. So that place was a place that was sought after for people to live in because I gave it like free marketing. So sometimes he used to give me a grace period of 3 months of not paying rent. Yeah, because I literally put his building was the building to stay in Rongai. So everybody used to like the place. They're like, oh, I've seen this place before. Oh, I know this place. So if you're coming as a new student and you see that place,
you're familiar.
You want to move in. So the guy used to give me a lot of grace period. So my talent has basically saved me. It saved me. It has saved me a lot of times. Yeah.
Interesting. And we met. Actually, just came across your business online. I'm sort of like in the same line. I just wanted to visit you. We met last week actually. Yeah. Smiling Scoop. So it's an ice cream parlor that you run. How did it come to be?
Yeah, very interesting story. Yeah. So I was sitting down with my girlfriend. We were having ice cream. We were eating. We were chilling.
Kenyan, Nigerian.
Let's focus on the story. She's Kenyan, of course. She's Kenyan. So we were eating. We were getting ice cream. Then she was like, by the way, do you imagine you getting a business that can be giving you 3,000 daily? I'm like, business that can give you 3,000 daily. Do you know how much that will be at the end of the month? I'm like, what business would that be? Then she was like, Then we were eating ice cream. I'm like, ice cream. There's no ice cream in my school. There's no ice cream there. The nearest ice cream shop is like, you have to take a tuk-tuk to get there. And people don't really connect with that place like that. What if we start an ice cream shop? How would it be? Then I told one of my Kenyan friends, is my mentor too, told him, would you like to start an ice cream shop? What do you think about it? He's like, that's actually brilliant. Then I let him run the whole thing. Then the whole thing just came into play. Then when people are passing by, they were like, dang, this is brilliant. This is nice. She was the brain. I was the energizer that pushed the whole idea. Then my mentor was one that made everything come to pass. Yeah.
And being a foreigner in Kenya, What are some of the challenges that you've experienced, especially, or some of the challenges you've experienced setting up a business here?
I didn't do any of the setting up or anything. My mentor that did all those. I don't know the hassle. I don't know the stress. I don't.
Also, you're the brain.
I'm the brain and the face. Yeah. You understand? I can just once I just pop in, or I just put on my social media. I am here. Come through. People, guys coming. So I'm like the face of the business and the brain behind it. So he's the main muscle behind it. Yeah.
Interesting. And the other business around Oblic Entertainment.
Yeah, that one is just it's not a physical something. It's just me with a group of people who just come to. I move like a community. So if you're picking, if I'm coming to your event, I come with another guy that is good at this, another guy that is good at this, another guy that's good at this. Just mostly Kenyans we're just trying to figure one or two, three things out. Yeah.
And being a foreigner in a foreign country and making headways, trying to do business here, trying to set up your brand here, and there's always this particular narratives that foreigners, when they come to Kenya, they see there's a lot of opportunities in Kenyans, and we as Kenyans, quote unquote, don't see these particular opportunities. What's your take on that?
If you're in your country, you don't see what your country is blessed with. It's when you leave your country to another country. Because now I'm from Nigeria. I know what I've been through in Nigeria.
What have you been through?
Oh, yeah. So when you go to another country, your life is relaxed. You're chilled. Like Nigeria is a fast-paced country. Everybody is trying to outdo the other. You don't trust anybody, nobody trusts you. So everybody's trying to, hey, what am I going to do today? If you discover something today, if you say that you're a comedian in your space, in your street alone, you can get 90 comedians. So
much competition.
There's so much competition.
And there's so many.
You are so many, so you have to think. Like, if you go, that's why our skits are one of the biggest whatever in Africa. Because if you think you're creating this comedy content, another person will bring the same comedy content but from a different angle. Because Nigerians don't like, once one thing is done, if you try to bring something from that same angle, everybody will call your bullshit. But you can create another thing from another angle, still the same comedy content, but from different angle. So everybody's always thinking, trying to outdo. So there's that pressure of trying to do that. But in Kenya, everybody's chilled, everybody's relaxed. So it's here where I'm actually breathing. Everybody's relaxed. Kenya's life are easy. It's when you disturb their pattern of life. That's why the whole Mandamano thing is happening. You've disturbed their pattern of life.
You can see here.
Yeah. You can see. How do you spray a body? How do you take as a body? So
you reject.
Because if you disturb a pattern, because Kenyans are cool people. They're just chill. They just want to live life. YOLO. 90% of the Kenyans are YOLO. They just want to live life. They don't care what's happening tomorrow. But yeah, for now. So once you disrupt that, so once you leave your country, it's when you're like, hey, what used to be a prayer point in Nigeria for me, now it's an answered prayer here. We pray for light in Nigeria. Here there's light 24/7.
And you always see later.
Yeah. So
prayers answer depends on where you are.
Where you are at. Are you getting a point? So now
the prayers you have,
the opportunities in Nigeria now, but having a generator company is a big thing in Nigeria. If you bring it here, you go at a loss.
Yeah, because no.
So now in Nigeria, that's an opportunity. Yeah, it's not. So you're like now, me as a Nigerian, my head is, I need to buy a generator, I need to stock it up to sell. Here in Kenya, when you come here, there are other opportunities here. You understand? So you don't see that whatever where we're coming from, you're coming from a lot of stress, then you're coming to relax. So me that I'm relaxed here, I'm wondering, why are Kenyans not doing this? Why are Kenyans? So I begin to see opportunities. Because I know where I'm from. I know what I have struggled to eat. So when I'm coming, I'm like, this is not, you're not taking advantage of this. You're not taking advantage of this. What's not happening here? What's not happening here? What's not? So it's a lot of when you leave Kenya now to another country, because of what you've passed through in Kenya. You
so my answer point is outside.
So if you go to Canada or something, you're like, dang, these guys don't have a matatu culture here. They don't have a whatever here. Because a matatu, what culture is big here. In Canada is nothing. Yeah. So you see that those opportunities, those whatever, So your prayer point in one particular country is an answered prayer in another country.
So for you to just get your answered prayer, just move out of
the country. Just for you move out of the country.
That's a simple point.
That's just move out of the country.
Yeah. And there's something about Nigerians and just their dominance in the entertainment industry, which is one of the industries you're in. What's the secret behind that? Because music, you've dominated. what's it called, acting or movies you've dominated. There's so many different things that you find in entertainment Nigerians pop in mind. What's the secret behind that?
The secret is that the competition is high in Nigeria. If you don't keep evolving, Nigerians get carried away quickly. You might be the in thing today. Last year was Ashake, was the biggest artist.
Oh yeah, but it keeps on changing.
It keeps on changing.
Yeah.
We don't wait for nobody.
Oh, that's why Burna Boy always keeps on releasing an album every year.
You have to release. That competition, see that competition in the industry makes the act think properly. Make them want to do better. Make them, because if once you don't evolve, we move with the next big thing. So that competition in the entertainment space has led to more creativity, has led to more source of income. Because you cannot do I'm going to sing this particular style of music. Yeah, we love the music. Like now, when Joe Boy was big.
Yeah, Joe Boy became a man.
And everybody's like this. Everybody was that's with those animated cartoons. That was new for us as Nigerians. We're like, damn, this guy's really good. Then we got bored. We got bored of it. Now we move to another genre of music. You understand? So if you don't evolve, so our steady evolvement, we want to be better. We want to do better. Has kept us in the game for the longest time possible. Because Nigerians, we get bored of things easily. Because we're a lot of people. So if everybody gets bored with your particular craft, you're done. So you have to evolve. So if you're not evolving, somebody else is here coming for that space that you're dominating. So there's that constant growth.
You always have to be on your feet.
You have a family to feed. Because I told you, there's always one person that breaks through that takes care of the family. There's a family to feed.
That's the formula.
Yeah, there's a family to feed. Then you have to keep evolving, unless you be kept aside. And once you as Nigerians, we keep you aside like this. Before you come back. Hey! Unless if God help you. So you have to keep evolving. But in the Kenyan industry, everybody's calm. You just make a 100,000. You go and chill. You buy a car, you're fine. You buy a whatever, you're fine. You're able to buy a boti, you're good. You're able to buy a pack of ugali, you're fine. There's no that competition in the industry here. Once a Kenya recognizes that Nyashinski is the best, everybody takes it that way. For Nyashinski to leave the industry and for 10 years
and come back
and still be number one. Wow, you cannot do it in Nigeria. You leave. Hey, may the Lord help you. You like that is how South can split today. See, they said that split. No other which other band group has come up after that? Nobody.
Even P Square, they try to come together. It's tricky.
Thank you. And those are legends.
P Square,
now they're struggling like upcoming artists now. But Sadiso can live for like 5-10 years and decide, we are bored, let's come back. And they be number one. What? You dare it and see. Dare it and see.
Wow. And there's something we're talking about offline in terms of, what's it called, the maneuvering in the entertainment industry, whereby due to the seasonality of it, you can do it full time, you have to do businesses. So the question I'd like to ask, because you do quite a number of things, it's sort of like you're a jack of many trades, which I personally believe in, but primarily just to put this question to you, do you believe, why is it important to do many things, or maybe to get your hands in many different things?
You see,
because you're an author, you're a comedian.
From a Nigerian perspective, you have to, as I'm saying, people get bored of one particular thing. If your fan base don't, like probably for Kenya it's different. Kenya, if they love you for something, they love you already. No matter if you like change, if you like don't change, they're with you. I think from my upbringing in Nigeria, as I told you, my father started off as a sales only paint. Then his consumers were like, we need something else. Then he adds it to the I think that's where I learned it from him. He adds now. The next time I'm calling him again, he's telling me, I'm selling roofing sheets now. He used to sell roofing sheets when I was there. Now he sells roofing sheets. Then I call him again, he's telling me, I sell blocks now. He molds blocks to sell. I'm like, you have to constantly evolve. So I think I took that from home, where if I always feel like, because now once I started with comedy, right? Then everybody knows me as a comedian. I switched to being an author. They're like, dang. Then I switched to being they're like, so that's constant. You're changing your sauce, you're giving them extra toppings every now and then. Keeps you fresh, keeps you relevant.
I agree.
Keeps you very relevant. So people are able to, you're always being, even the younger guys are always like, hey, how did you maneuver this? How are you able to do this? How are you able to do this? So it gives you room for growth. There's that creative juice that flows through you, because you know tomorrow night I can decide, I
can do something else.
Let me try something else. I may not be really good at it, but once I start it, I begin to learn the ropes. I begin to learn the ropes. Before I know it, I'm a master of it. And when I'm switching in between whatever, like say today now, I'm in the mood to write. After writing for like, I can write for like 3 months.
After that you want to change.
Then I can drop writing. I may not touch writing again in another 6 months or 1 year. Then I move to comedy. I can crack jokes. I mean, sometimes I'm in a very like mood. I can crack jokes back to back. My creative juice is flowing. I crack joke for like 2-3 months. Then all of a sudden it dries up. Then I switch to another thing. I do this for a couple of months, it dries up. So I switch that to get my, so I don't stay dormant. The more I switch, the more creative I get, the better I get at it.
And having, gotten your hands in so many different things and having tried different things and experimented, what are some of the core lessons that you can actually see that you can get, you can share to the audience to learn about just life and just basically just being successful in life?
What I've learned is, if you're able to switch into different things, there's no way you can get broke. If this source of income, the name is poverty. If this source of income gets dry, you're here. You tap into this as this one. It's like farming. You till, then you leave the whatever for a particular period of time. It grows, and when you cut the grass, then you let it to what's it called, the soil to get back its nutrients. So as this one is getting back its nutrients, you're here. So if it makes life interesting for me. It gives me that joy to life. I'm always excited to see, what am I going to do tomorrow? Because you cannot say, okay, I'm going to shut Henry down in this corner. Tomorrow I'm here, I'm on the other corner. If you shut me down here, I'm on this corner. So I can survive anywhere. If today I leave Kenya and go to Canada, I'll survive. If today I leave Canada, I go to UK, I have skill set that can help me in any country. Yes, I just need to look for, if I go to UK now, I just need to look for a comedy club there. I start to perform, survive there. So your skill set gives you an opportunity to survive in any country, wherever. You understand? So it helps you grow, it helps you survive. That survival skill is what's important.
Interesting. And before we come to an end, I have like 10 quick fire questions. I'll just be shooting up to you and then just answer whatever just comes to your mind.
All right.
So the first question, if you could make one wish right now, what will it be?
To make hunger go away. Hey, hunger is a big. Because everybody's trying to. We're all fighting against poverty. We're trying to look for money, so make sure your family is okay. Yeah, I think that.
So the second question: what's your hidden talent?
My hidden talent. I always feel like I can rap. I rap in the like it just flows. Sometimes it just comes. I just hear a beat and I'm. So I think that's my hidden talent.
Would you rather have more time or more money?
More time.
Would you read a book or watch a movie?
Book.
What career did you dream of? Having as a kid?
A footballer, professional footballer.
What time of the day do you feel most inspired?
At night.
Who inspires you?
Wizkid.
Will you climb a mountain or jump from a plane?
Climb a mountain. Jump what? Climb a mountain. I like my life is I like going in stages. Out. Yeah.
What's your hobby?
Reading, writing. Reading. What else again? Playing football. Reading, writing.
We should play one day. Actually, play football today, Wednesday. Someone and Karen.
All right.
I'll take you. What scares you?
Not being able to help the people around me.
Are you more of a thinker or a doer?
Thinker.
And then the final question: what do you think the meaning of life is?
Meaning of life is who you are able to impact in your journey. People you're able to carry along in your journey. That's my life purpose. Carrying people along, community, building your community and pushing them along with you.
Interesting. Maybe just you can tell the audience what's the social media handles, how can they find you?
Social media and Instagram, Oga_Bachelor with a double O. Twitter, Oga_Bachelor. YouTube, Oga_Bachelor.
Such a coincidence. Oga Bachelor is dating.
I'm a lover boy.
I'm dating you, but I'm forever a bachelor. It's been quite an entertaining conversation. Hope you've learned a thing or two from Mr. Henry, aka Oga Bachelor, who's an entrepreneur, he's a comedian, he's an actor, he's an author. And just also, before we come to end the show, just always a reminder, you can get 2 of my books, Food for Thought, Business Conquest, all across textbook centers, all stores all across. And as always, we're coming to you from the Capital Club, the place you need to be as an entrepreneur. And today you can see the Kenyan flag here. I'm a patriot, always for Kenya, always fighting for Kenya, and providing through the situation that you're going through. We're always just championing for better leadership. My name is Ian Dennis. This has been the Late Night Business. Until next time, I'll see you right here on KTN Home.